Oppressed, forced, dangerous, scary. These are all stereotypes of Arabs and Muslimin. Do you have to wear that? Can't you just take it off? It's hot. No and no. I don't have to wear it and I don't want to take it off. I actually love it. It's how I show my pride in my religion. In Islam, once a girl becomes a woman, there's the choice of whether or not to wear the hijab. It's kind of like a rite of passage. Everyone celebrates you once you do make that decision. But if you decide not to, that's perfectly okay and beautiful too.
Sumaya started wearing the hijab during the weekends for Islamic studies. As she got older, maybe 5th, 6th grade, she would wear it on and off for public school. And I noticed when she would wear it, it was only because she didn't want to brush her hair. So I finally had to pull her to the side and I told her that she'd either have to commit to it or leave it alone. And she liked the idea, especially the fact that everyone in her family wears the hijab, and she decided to wear it full time.
In the 5th and 6th grade, I would wear the hijab on and off. First it was once a month, then once a week, and then 4 out of the 5 days of the school week. At some point, my mom pulled me to the side and said, listen, if you want to wear it all the time. You can't keep going back and forth. But if you don't want to wear it, you don't have to. Just stay consistent. I thought long and hard about this decision, but in the end, I chose to wear it. I love and stick by my choice to this day. There's also the perk of not having to do my hair every day. Wearing the hijab or not wearing the hijab is not what defines a Muslim woman. It's who you are as a person. According to Pew Research Center survey, about half of the Muslim women in America wear the hijab while half don't.
Statistics are that 50% of Muslim women are veiled and the other 50 don't wear hijab. And so I think it's a personal choice. It's for some women, it shows their piety and their closeness to God. It reflects that.
I believe that the women are oppressed all over the world, but it takes a certain amount of awareness, a universal awareness, and not a convenient paintbrush that you can just paint Muslim women or X women or Y women as being oppressed. Let's look at all women's rights all over the world.
So I think it's not only problematic from an accuracy perspective, that stereotype, but, and this is the main point, it's a dangerous stereotype because it lends itself to imperialist fantasies. The idea of using aggression to save brown women from brown men and all the violence that engenders against Muslim society. And that's precisely why the stereotype is dangerous.
People forget is that you can dress modestly without wearing the hijab. Actually, in a majority of popular religions such as Christianity and Judaism, it's promoted for women to dress modestly. Until the 20th century, wearing a headscarf was pretty common worldwide in many parts of Asia, Europe, and North Africa. The Jews have the titchel, for Christians it's simply a scarf, and Muslimin wear the hijab. But even within the Muslimin, depending on the region you're from, there are different styles of the hijab. Some wear the abaya with the veil, some without, but a lot of people wear the hijab and dress modestly. I'm not saying that women have never been forced to wear the hijab, because it has happened and still occasionally does. But that's not the case for all Muslims. Wearing the hijab when I go out comes as natural as eating and breathing. I actually feel pretty odd and exposed when I don't have it on. You know how people have those nightmares of showing up to school in only their underwear? Well, I've never had one of those. But my version of that is showing up to school without my hijab. To some, wearing the hijab may seem extreme or that women are being forced or oppressed. But one thing I know from my experiences is that Islam is a loving, accepting, and peaceful religion.
Throughout entertainment and the public news aspects of the world, Arabs have been poorly represented. This is simply prejudice towards Islam and blatantly racist. For example, people in the US are constantly being fed with Islamophobic propaganda. From a personal standpoint, every year of my life at school we would commemorate 9/11. Now, every time we do this, we talk about Muslims and Arabs, of course. The teacher or staff member would give a poor idea of Muslims and Arabs. This would lead to a lot of students being prejudiced towards Muslims. Students in American schools always make jokes about Muslims, which lead to terrorism jokes. schools would fix their representation of Muslims, these ignorant jokes would simply not happen. Furthermore, as we speak, racism is not only taking place in the US, but in the eastern parts of the world. For example, in India, Muslims are being blamed for the spread of COVID-19. Hindu nationalists believe that Muslims are trying to infect Hindus by spreading the virus even more. How could a novel virus be spread by a specific religion when it's spreading everywhere else in the world?
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Muslims are now being lynched in India for this reason. We can look at this as another instance that Muslims are being completely prejudged.
The only religion that acts like the mafia, that will kill you if you say the wrong thing, draw the wrong picture, or write the wrong book.
American society has to wake up and learn more about Islam and the actual morals of Islam. Islam is a religion of peace. Americans generalize Muslims by only what they see on the news. They look at terrorist groups and think that all Muslims are like that. Many uneducated Americans think that Islam is sexist and racist. Simply not the case. Islam was the first religion to welcome different races into religion. All Muslims are not Arabs and not all Arabs are Muslims. For example, the biggest population of Muslims are in Indonesia, and Indonesians are not Arab. This shows us the diversity of Islam. The Prophet said that all humans are equal like the teeth of a comb, and that the only thing that differentiates people is their piety towards God. People want to look at Islam solely by looking at terrorist groups. Then Muslims can look at Christianity solely from looking at the KKK. America can simply fix the issue of stereotyping Muslims by fixing the way Muslims are portrayed at school. Whenever the school talks about 9/11, they look at me. I am the only Muslim they have met. Me, a 14-year-old boy, is supposed to represent all 2 billion Muslims in the world. I think if I have to do that, society is failed.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, my name is Ali Mohsen, and before I start any jokes, is there any Arabs in the house? Yeah, I see a couple of you. What I don't understand about the media is that how they're hyping up ISIS like they're the tactical military force, and they will never be defeated. These people are wearing flip-flops during battle, and they lose their ability to sneak. They'd be like, let's flank to the left. Flop, 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 flop. And I do feel bad for Arabs sometimes, because when a terrorist attack happens, media goes straight to Arabs, and they don't look for a regular Arab. When I say any Arab, I think of... Like, seriously, is that the best you have? Even though some of us Arabs don't fly first class, we always get VIP by TSA. TSA sponsor me. Thank you guys, that's all I have. I'm about to drop the bomb, Mike. I said Mike, not bomb. What? You heard that wrong. Your ears are broken. Get that fixed. Bang!